Howdy folks, Jamboree here, and do you know what time it is? It's Morphin time! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a children's action fantasy TV series about a group of gifted teenagers who are assigned to become a force for good known as the Power Rangers. It combined Super Sentai footage from Japan with original material produced in the US. The series became so successful that its spin-offs are still spawning to this day. I grew up with this show and I would call it a big part of my childhood. I was pretty damn obsessed with it, but I've not seen it since I was a kid and I didn't watch any of the spin-off series like Zeo, Turbo or any of the others. In 1995, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers got its own feature-length movie, but this time it didn't use any Super Sentai footage from Japan. Instead, it was produced entirely in the US. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie is an action fantasy adventure. When an evil being known as Ivan Ooze is freed from his chamber, he destroys the Power Rangers command center and tries to restore his powerful robot monsters with help from the city's parents, who have been brainwashed by Ivan Ooze. With their leader Zordon dying, the Rangers travel to Zordon's home planet to seek something called the Great Power to save him and defeat Ivan Ooze. This is a very silly and campy movie, but it knows how goofy it is and doesn't take itself too seriously for the most part. Although, I wouldn't say it's a good movie. Most of the movie's narrative consists of the Rangers fighting random monsters, and don't get me wrong, these are some very energetically choreographed fights, but the film isn't that interested in settling down to let the audience get to know the Rangers. Every time you think the film's going to slow down and have some kind of dramatic character development, it just breaks out into a fight instead. It also doesn't help that the Rangers don't showcase distinct personalities, and most of their dialogue consists of bad jokes, corny puns, and generic lines like, "Hey! Watch out! Let's go! Awesome!" So, the Rangers are pretty much one-dimensional blank slates in this film, which made it very hard for me to emotionally attach myself to them as characters. Sure, people more familiar with the TV show will know these characters well and hold a connection with them already, but a film's emotional strength has to rely on its own merits to work as a solid story. If you have to watch a TV show in order to emotionally resonate with a movie, then clearly something is missing from your movie, which makes it feel unfinished. You shouldn't have to do any kind of homework before watching a movie. That shows signs of a bad film. In addition, the film builds up the tower holding the Great Power as this intimidating obstacle to get past, something that no one has ever survived through. But the Rangers don't really have to do much to conquer the tower. Trust me, it's nothing creative or exciting, which makes their adventure very underwhelming. A little imagination could have helped. However, while the Rangers aren't that well developed and the story isn't that adventurous, there's one thing that pretty much saves this film. Ivan Ooze. The character of Ivan Ooze is incredibly fun. Sure, he has an unoriginal world domination motive and his overall evil plan is needlessly convoluted, but I love his cyberpunk design, cartoony screen presence and joyful attitude. Actor Paul Freeman plays him with wonderful delight and energy. Freeman is aware of the film's goofy tone and understands the audience that it's trying to target, so he embraces the character with lots of glee, never once looking bored or uncomfortable. His performance really fits the film's campy charm. He's like a villain from the 60s Batman series.
You obviously don't know who you're dealing with, Mr. Raisinhead.
Really?
Yeah, we're the Power Rangers.
Woo! Where's my autograph book? Ha! Power Rangers, huh?
People who grew up with this movie mainly remember it for Ivan Ooze. He's that entertaining to watch. People also remember this movie for its visual effects. And not with affection. The CGI effects used in this film are primitively rendered, move very stiffly, and just look altogether awkward. Here's the thing though, I may be passionate about animation, but I can have a sense of humour about it. I can't get mad at these bad effects because they're so corny that they fit the camp aesthetics of the film. To conclude, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie technically isn't a good film by any stretch of the word. It's a very poorly developed and badly written film. But I just can't hate it. It's colourful, energetic, amusingly camp, over the top and ridiculous. It's got the same so bad it's good charm as Batman and Robin. I kind of see it as a guilty pleasure. I think I'm mainly forgiving towards this bad movie because the Power Rangers was such a big part of my childhood, but I can see why people would struggle to get through it, especially if you don't hold any resonance with the Power Rangers. I'm going to give this movie 2 3/4 Ooze Strawberries out of 5, and if you enjoyed Batman and Robin then I think you'll love this film. I've been Jamboree, and I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, then I encourage you to like, subscribe and share. I'd also really appreciate it if you could support me on my Patreon. So, what's next for Jam Bites? Well, in the next episode I'm going to review Matilda as part of Roald Dahl Month on this channel. Cheerio, folks!